Talent is often celebrated as the great equalizer. It's easy to look at someone who is naturally gifted and believe that they have the key to success, that they are somehow better equipped for greatness. But here's the harsh truth. Talent is not enough. Talent is just the beginning. It's a spark. It's potential, but it's grit that turns potential into performance. Grit is what separates skill chief from those who only dream, from those who stay stuck. You see, talent is fleeting. It can fade, can be outpaced. The world is filled with talented individuals who never truly go anywhere because they never develop the ability to endure, to push past failure, to keep going when things get tough. And when you rely only on talent, that's exactly what will happen. You'll fall short when the inevitable obstacles arise. And think about it, we've all seen the stories of the overnight success, the athlete, the artist, the entrepreneur who made it big seemingly out of nowhere. And for a moment, it might look like all it took was natural ability. But what those stories often leave out is the grit that built the foundation beneath the surface. Talent can open the door, but grit is what keeps you from walking away. It's the unseen hours of practice. The moments of failure that were brushed off with resilience. The ability to go beyond your limits when your mind says a stop. That's why talent without grit doesn't go far. It's like a fire that burns brightly for a moment and then fades. You see, grit is what allows you to last through the hard times, to keep moving forward when every bone in your body is telling you to quit. And success, real sustainable success, doesn't come from starting well. It comes from finishing strong. It comes from the person who is willing to endure the grind even when the applause fades, the accolades are gone, and the rewards aren't immediate. Look at the people who are truly successful, whether it's in sport, personal achievement. They don't just have talent. They have an unwavering belief that they will keep going no matter what. It's their grit that makes them stand out. Their ability to persevere through rejection, failure, and discomfort is what takes them from good to great. They learn from their mistakes. They don't let defeat define them. They let it refine them. Talent may give you a head start, but it is grit that gets you across the finish line. Think about the athletes who make it to the top. Sure, they may have natural abilities, speed, strength, agility, but what keeps them in the game? What keeps them competing at the highest level? It's not just talent, it's their ability to push through the injuries, the setbacks, the mental fatigue. It's the hours spent in the gym when no one is watching. It's the discipline to get up every single day and train even when not seeing the results yet. That's grit. In business, it's the same thing. Many successful advantages, no special access, no big breaks. What they had was grit, the ability to keep building even when their first business failed, and the funds ran out when they faced rejection after rejection. They kept going, not because it was easy, but because they were unwilling to quit. When the world told them no, they kept saying yes to their vision. They kept pushing forward. And what about in the face of personal challenges? When life throws curveballs at you, when things seem impossible, what carries you through? It's grit, the refusal to stay down. The decision to get back up even after a hard fall. The belief that every setback is a setup for a comeback. It's grit that gets you to stand tall when you feel like shrinking. It's grit that pushes you to keep moving even when you don't see a way forward. What I'm telling you is that grit is the difference maker. You can be as talented as anyone else, but if you're not willing to get uncomfortable, if you're not willing to show up when it's hard, if you're not willing to fight for your dreams day in and day out, you'll fall short. Grit is the muscle you build through the struggle. And the stronger that muscle becomes, the more unstoppable you become. Now, don't get me wrong, talent is not insignificant. It's a gift and it can give you a head start. But it's grit that takes you from being a good player to a great one. It's grit that turns ideas into reality. It's grit that pushes you beyond your limits and keeps you from settling for mediocrity. The question is not whether you have talent. The question is, how much grit are you willing to develop? How much pain are you willing to endure? How many times are you willing to get knocked down and still get back up? Because the truth is, success is not guaranteed to the talented. It's guaranteed to those who don't quit, those who stay in the fight, those who keep pushing even when the world tells them they should stop. So when you're thinking about your own path to success, don't ask, do I have the talent? Ask, am I willing to put in the work? Am I willing to be relentless? Am I willing to push past my comfort zone? Am I willing to show up every single day regardless of how I feel and keep going when the going gets tough? Consistency is the unsung hero of success. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of a big idea or the thrill of fresh stuff. Everyone loves a powerful launch, a moment when everything seems aligned and the possibilities are endless. But the truth is, success doesn't come from moments of intensity, it comes from sustained effort over time. The world doesn't recognize the person who gets excited once and works hard for a week. The world recognizes the person who shows up every single day, consistently moving toward their goal. In the race to success, consistency always beats intensity. People may get pumped up for a day, a week, or even a month. They may work hard and see some quick results. But when that initial burst of motivation fades, when the excitement dims and reality sets in, consistency takes over. It's the ability to keep pushing forward when you're not seeing instant results. It's about showing up even when the task seems monotonous. It's the daily grind, the unwavering commitment, this vision, regardless of how things are unfolding in the short term. Think about it. How many times have you started something with enthusiasm, only to lose momentum after a few days or weeks? Maybe it was a fitness routine, a new business venture, or a personal goal. You started with passion, with fire in your belly, but over time, life got in the way and the excitement wore off. Without the ability to remain consistent, even the best ideas fall short. But the individuals who succeed are the ones who understand that it's not about the intensity of the effort, it's about the consistency of it. You don't have to be perfect, you don't have to be the best, but you do have to be consistent. Because success is built in the small everyday actions that you take, not in the big moments of achievement. You need to do the work when you don't feel like it. You need to keep going when the progress isn't visible. You need to trust the process when results aren't immediate. Think of any major success story, whether it's in sports, business, or any other field. The individuals who achieve greatness aren't the ones who made one big, impressive move. They're the ones who showed up every single day, regardless of how they felt. They worked when others slept. They sacrificed when others partied. They kept their focus on the long-term goal when others were distracted by the short-term rewards. This kind of consistency isn't glamorous, but it's the foundation for lasting success. It's the difference between someone who achieves greatness and someone who only talks about it. The power of consistency is that it compounds. Every small action you take today, no matter how insignificant it may seem, builds momentum for tomorrow. That daily effort stacks on top of itself, and over time, it adds up to something much bigger than you could ever accomplish with a burst of effort alone. It's like planting a seed. You water it, tend to it, take care of it, and then one day it starts to sprout. The growth is gradual, but it's steady. And with consistent care, that small seed can grow into something magnificent. The key is trusting the process. It's about committing to the long-term journey, even when the results aren't immediate. Most people fail because they stop too soon. They give up right before they've experienced a breakthrough. They expect quick wins, and when the rewards aren't instant, they quit. But the ones who succeed are the ones who know that success isn't an event, it's a journey, and consistency is the engine that drives you forward. Consistency is also the antidote to distractions. The world is full of noise, of bright, shiny objects that try to pull you in different directions. But when you're committed to being consistent, you tune out the distractions. You stay focused on your purpose, and you keep moving toward your goal no matter what else is going on around you. Consistency creates a laser-like focus, and that focus is what makes you unstoppable. There's another aspect of consistency that's often overlooked. It builds resilience. The more you show up day in and day out, even when things get tough, the stronger you become mentally and emotionally. You develop the ability to keep pushing, to keep moving, even when you don't see the finish line. Each day you commit to your goal. Each time you choose to keep going despite challenges, you build your mental toughness. Eventually, setbacks and obstacles no longer have the same power over you. You learn to navigate them with grace and persistence. But here's the truth. Consistency isn't always exciting. It's often tedious, and at times it can feel downright boring. You may not feel the rush of adrenaline or the sense of accomplishment after every small task. But success isn't about feeling good all the time. It's about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. And that's where so many people falter. They want the feeling, the rush of success, but they're not willing to endure the grind that comes before it. They want the results without the work. And that's not how it works. But those who succeed, those who push through the monotony, who continue to show up when others quit, they understand that success is built on consistency. They know that progress comes one step at a time. They trust the process, and they keep going day after day, no matter how long it takes. In the end, consistency is the true differentiator between those who reach their goals and those who never do. It's not about the big moments, it's about the daily actions. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting that the small, consistent efforts will eventually lead you to success. So don't get caught up in the allure of instant results. Understand that the key to lasting success is the ability to show up every day, put in the effort, and keep going no matter what. Keep the consistency strong, and the results will follow. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary has faced moments when they were on the verge of giving up. There are times when the road feels too long, the challenge is too big, and the weight of failure to carry. But it's in these moments at the very brink of breakthroughs happen. Your breakthrough often comes right after your breaking point. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail isn't just talent. It isn't just consistency. It's the ability to push through the breaking point. We live in a world that tells us to avoid discomfort. We're taught to chase happiness, to seek comfort, to run from. This is the secret of those who reach their full potential. They recognize that growth comes from pushing through the challenges. They don't run from discomfort, they move toward it. They know that the path to greatness is filled with obstacles, but they also know that those obstacles are what shape them. Every setback, every failure, every hardship is part of the journey. It's the struggles that prepare you for the success that's coming just off every hardship is part of the journey. A hardship is part of the journey. It's the resistance. So the next time you're faced with a challenge, don't see it as a sign that you're on the wrong path. Don't see it as evidence that you're not cut out for success. Instead, recognize it for what it truly is, an opportunity. An opportunity to push through, to build resilience, to prove to yourself that you have what it takes. Your breakthrough is just on the other side of your breaking point. So keep going, keep pushing, keep fighting. Because everything you're going through right now is leading you to the moment when you look back and say, I'm glad I didn't give up. The most successful people are those who never gave up, not because it was easy, but because they knew that breakthrough only happens after the breaking point. And you are no different. Your breakthrough is waiting. But first you have to get through the breaking point. Keep going. Ladies and gentlemen, the road to success isn't a straight line. It's a series of ups and downs, peaks and valleys, moments of triumph and moments of struggle.